Hi guys, welcome to my Gameweek11 review and Gameweek12 preview stream. Hope you're all well. I see a few of you already in the chat, so welcome. Tech's a bit slow today, not really sure what's going on in the in the internet world, so hopefully you can hear me and see me okay. This is the first of 2 live streams today for me, so I'm big gunning it today. Hopefully all will be well, and I will be streaming later on with the Wildcats around about 8:30ish. So hoping to see all of you guys there. As you can see, my team is on the screen for Gameweek11, so I'll quickly talk you through that before saying hello to everyone in the chat. Unfortunately, as expected, Patricio was unable to secure anything other than 2 points. Though I was going to switch him to Foster or Duffy, if you remember in the last stream, so I wouldn't have gained much there really. So it didn't matter. 2 points is still 2 points. Robson and Mendy sat on 2 points as well. Mendy has me worried a little bit. Anyone else have Mendy? I'm a little bit worried about him. If he can't return anything in a 6-1 romp against Southampton, is he worth that much money? That's what I'm asking. That's the question of the day. And if I ever work out the polls on the stream, then I'll be sticking them on there as well. I gotta get around to figuring that one out. Alonso with my only clean sheet of the week. Thanks. Thank you, Alonso. Decided to go with Hughes based on fixtures. He made an epic contribution to my team with 1 point. Get in. And Salah just grabbing me one more for 2 points. I mean, I was sure of a romping in that match. I was so sure that Arsenal were going to get their bootay handed to them by Liverpool. So that was a bit of a shocker. And if anyone read my Stato article, you'll know that I kind of put Salah out there as a captain choice for the week. The thing about that article is that you have to read it, enjoy it for the week that I've given it to you for, and then remember to do everything that I've said to do a week later. Because I seem to be a week behind every time I write that article. Like the amount of people that I have suggested that have done terribly that game week, but then have gone on to do fantastically the week later. So just bear that in mind. Have a look over last week's article and consider some of those people for the coming week. Hazard came on to grab me an assist. Thankfully he did, or I'd have had Doherty's 1 point on the bench. In fact, I can probably just scroll up so you guys can see that, my bench. In all its glory. There it is, look at it. Richie Rich showing up with his 2 goals and 3 bonus points. Ka-ching, get in. Although I'm hearing he might be injured now, which has me worried slightly because, as you can see, that is my bench. So if Richarlison doesn't play in the next match, I don't really have great backup here. So this is bad times for me. So I don't know what you guys are thinking about that. A lot of people banding about that it might be a bit of an international injury, that he might play some minutes and then, you know, come off early so that he doesn't have to go do international break. Let me know what you think. Wilson providing again, getting me a goal. Of course, Jimenez hauled this week, but I'm not regretting the switch yet. Just yet. Not yet. Give me another week or so, then I might be regretting it. Mitrovic was, well, Mitrovic with 1 point. I'll talk more about that a bit later. Captain Aguero was epic with his goal and 2 assists. But I had a complete and utter Sterling envy this week. How epic was he? Seriously, so good. Props to those of you who had him in your team, because Salah and Hazard want to watch out because Sterling's about, and I'm considering the switch is all I'm saying. So that leaves me on 68 points, out and out for the game week, and I'm sat around 77k around, the highest I've been all season, and I'm getting a nosebleed being up this high. So I'm going to pop over to the chat now and see how you guys have been doing. I'm just going to move some windows around here. Before I do that, I'm just going to grab a drink. Oh, Sharif, let's start. I need to cry. Oh no, what happened? Hi, Mafanalo? I hope I said that right. Priya Kit, welcome. Bangkok. Oh, I've had quite a few from around the world now. I had one from Malaysia, I think, last week. So that's cool. Welcome. Welcome to the Nim fam. Hey, Yen. Varun, welcome. Pranav, welcome. Mo, welcome. Doc, hey Doc. Mark, it's my first proper season but had a dabble last year. How do I find out my finishing position for last year, bearing in mind I'm on an iPhone? PS, loving the show. I think you have to go to your history, Mark, and are you on Twitter? If you're on Twitter, leave me your handle and I'll pop you through the instructions, because it'd be easier to do it via that way rather than trying to explain it here when I don't have it up. Am I smiling? Did I get good points? I think I got good points. Yeah, I'm better than the average, so I always take anything better than the average as a win, personally. Anything in the positive I'll go up against. You guys can see the team. Does it say at the top about the average points? 46. So yeah, oh yeah, pretty happy with that. Pretty happy. I'm smiling. It's all good. All good in the hood. Definitely. FC, welcome. Yo. Gianna Palo, welcome. Sharif, I don't not have Mendy, thank God. Oh dear, that's not good. Are you telling me I shouldn't have Mendy? To be honest with you, I'm worried I own Mendy at this point. So I don't know what's happened to him. I really don't. Welcome, James. Angry Mitro owner. Yeah, I'm going to talk a bit about Mitro in a second. Sharif bad, Mitro bad. Everyone feeling a lot of Mitro disgust this week. The FPL community are selling him in droves. Where are we at? Ryan says, hey mum. I'm not that old, am I? Oh, FC, loving it. Mitrovic, Ditrovich. Nice. Hi, Ryan. Welcome. I've slipped. Hang on. Gotta go to the back. There we are. Alex is on 89 points for Sterling, captain. Well done. Well done. Mo's on 69 points. Ooh, had to beat me by just 1 point. Had to beat me by 1 point. Varun says Jimmy or Ings in for Mitrovic. Ooh, probably Jimenez out of the two. I mean, Ings only really returned because of the penalty, didn't he? I don't think he scored from open play. So, yeah, Southampton are struggling. So are Wolves, to be fair. But I think I prefer Jimenez out of those two. Danny, welcome. I had Sterling captain, Richarlison, Schindler. Nice. Best game week rank in ages. We love those. We definitely love those. Ryan on 66. Fell from 2.4k to 6.1k. Not worried. Good start. Hello from Australia. Welcome across the pond there. Captained Arnie. My girlfriend picked my captain. He was worried, let's say. Oh, slipped again. Where are we at? Varun, Southampton look awful. Mo saying to Varun that Southampton look awful. Another Ryan Richarlison should be fine, apparently. He was playing in the second half with a knock. Yeah, it's funny, these ones, isn't it? I think Arnautovic has been playing with a knock now for a couple of weeks, so they're it depends very much on whether they can play through them or not, I think. Sometimes the physios can patch them up, and I think Richarlison's the type of player that wants to be playing. I can't imagine that he's going to be happy, you know, just sitting it out for the sake of it. So I hope it's a bit of a case of he gets played and then comes off a bit earlier maybe, just to kind of, you know, avoid that international break duty. I'm just kind of hoping it's that they're just kind of setting it up, really. I have found my way to get Sterling next week. Yippee, says Vince. Wow, let us know how you're doing that. Captain Sterling, Captain, that was Ginapello. Mo, Captain Fail was Salah over here. Oh no, Mo. I went with my boyfriend. I went with Aguero. Can't help it. Can't help it. Sharif, 61 points here. Sharif, it's not bad. You're still above the average. It's okay. That's not too bad. Bench FPL, 73 minus 8. Yeah, that's pretty good. 3k rank rise to 109k, although was at 40k game week 6. You know what? There's a lot of people panicking. I'm seeing a lot of people panicking, and what I will say to you guys is that there is a long way to go. Like, I've never been this high up so early on, and that worries me because I tend to lurk about around the million somewhere, and then in the last few weeks, as I said to you guys, I do a bit of a Mario Kart where I use all my boosts and then I kind of work my way up the ranking. So I'm not expecting to be up here for long or stay up here for long because it you know, there's fine margins at the top. So it only takes one bad game week and you've slipped quite away, as you said, Bench. So, you know, I don't think anyone should be worrying. There's a long way to go. We've got double game weeks. We'll have blank game weeks. We've got people with bench boosts and triple captains and our second wild cards. So, you know, and there's a lot of people start to lose interest, and there's a lot of people that get too busy over Christmas and forget to do things. So it's okay. I'm just saying, we're good, Nimfam. We're going to be good. It's okay. We can do this. We can do this. We got this. We got this. Varun says the move will enable me to do Maddison to Martial after the Manchester derby. That's a good shout, actually. Martial was a one to watch a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, looking good. Like him. I don't really see how Mourinho can drop him now, to be honest. Yen got 66 points. Can't bear with Maddison anymore. I'm going to chat about him in the ones to watch and ones to avoid in a bit. In fact, should we do that now? Let's do the ones to watch and ones to avoid now, I think. And then I can come back to the chat with you guys. So, first step on my ones to watch is Felipe Anderson. West Ham have a great turn of fixtures with just Man City blip in a week's time. Felipe has grabbed 2 goals last game week against Burnley and looks promising going forward. He's been on my ones to watch list a while, mainly because he's 6.8, so the same price as Richarlison. So he'll remain there until I see more to figure if he's worth fitting into my team, because as I said, that's quite a difficult price bracket. Obviously, depending on this Richarlison injury, just seems like a bit of a knock. But he could be, you know, a definite one to watch for that price bracket for sure. Next up on the ones to watch is, and we're heading over to the black and whites. And it is going to be Kennedy. Now, the Who Got the Assist boys posted some stats about him a couple of days ago. Apparently, the 4.9 midfielder is joint top for shots amongst midfielders in the last 4 with 16, equal with Pogba, apparently. However, they do go on to point out that he's rubbish at shooting because only 2 of those shots have actually been on target. Hence why I've put him in the ones to watch. He's cheap and he's kind of getting a lot of shots and he's doing well, but he hasn't been able to convert those chances yet. So that's why he's a one to watch for me. I mean, if you've got him just sat on your bench, then if you already have him, then fine. But obviously, just bear in mind that until he can really start kind of converting all of those lovely chances that he keeps getting, then he remains on the watch list for me. And then last up, as we just mentioned, we're heading over to Leicester for this one. And it's one I'm hearing a lot this week. And it's an unpopular decision. In fact, I can't believe I'm saying him myself. However, I'll give him a spot. Oh, I've gone to the wrong person, haven't I? We're not heading over to Leicester because that's my ones to avoid. Still got one more on the one to watch yet. Oh, getting ahead of myself. I'm all flustered. Here we go. We're off to Chelsea. We're off to Chelsea. I'm talking about Morata, and I've got Maddison on the screen. What's that about? Yeah, unpopular decision. Nobody's going to like it. I'm giving him a spot based on his price and form. He's of the cheaper forwards in the top 6 teams at just 8.7 mil. Has 4 goals in just 263 minutes. But caution is needed with Morata. He's definitely a confidence player, and the manager himself thinks he needs a bit more personality and confidence, which is maybe why he isn't giving him all of the minutes all of the time. So let's stick Morata on the watch list and keep track of this one. He's one of those ones that could develop, I think, to be one to get in our teams. So as you skipped ahead to my voids, you already know my first person is. So we'll head back to Leicester for Maddison, as we were talking about him in the chat. And he is he's a one to avoid this week. I'm not sure I should be putting him on the avoid list personally. I'm putting him on the avoid because there's a lot of unhappy FPL managers out there. His minutes are mixed. He's only played a full 90 minutes in 2 games this season. He's gone 4 weeks without any returns. Would I be selling him if I owned him? Probably not. I'd maybe wait it out a bit longer with a home fixture against Burnley, if I'm honest. And if he does well there, wait it out in the remaining good fixtures that he has and then see about switching him out. But however, as a non-owner, I'm intrigued to see how this one pans out because he was a definite bandwagon a couple of weeks ago. And there's a lot of people saying, you know, I just can't deal with this bandwagon anymore. You know, so that's why I'm putting him on the avoids. It's more for what the Twitterverse has been saying. What my Nim fans have been saying over on Twitter is that they just can't be dealing with Maddison anymore. So he's on the avoid list for you guys. Personally, I'm not entirely sure about that one. The next one on the avoid list is we're heading back to Chelsea, and I'm going with Jorginho. 5 mil. He's playing a lot of minutes this season, but the last 2 weeks he hasn't made the full 90, playing instead around the 70-minute mark. He hasn't given any returns since game week 1, so just thinking it might be time to switch him out if you own him. I mean, he is still owned by 9.6% of teams. Granted, he's a bench player. 5 mil, what can you do with it? I get that, but you know, maybe have a little look around and see if there's someone else you can get for your money, because could free up a Chelsea spot if you ever feel like you want another Chelsea player in your team. And then last step on our ones to avoid, and we're heading off to United for Chris Smalling. 5.8, Man United defender. He's kept 1 clean sheet all season. he might have played 90 minutes of every match since game week 3, but there are definitely better options out there in defence. So Chris Smalling for me is definitely a one to avoid. So I will pop back to the chat now, guys. And I'm just going to pull my other screen up because I can't really see what's going on at this point. There we go. And I will take you over to my game week. I think that's where we'll go next so that you guys can see what my lineup is at the moment. And then we can kind of discuss what I should do there. That's how it is at the minute. So, cool. Where was I at? Varun, and he couldn't do Madsen anymore. That's what set me off my ones to watch. Yen 66, and yeah, you couldn't stand Madsen anymore. Mo, it might just be me, but there does seem to be a fair new faces. If you're around here, then please do subscribe. Yes, please do. At this point, I'm just going to quickly say that there's been some talk around the YouTube community that some things might be a little off with YouTube at the moment. I am seeing that I'm getting new subscribers, so thank you and welcome to the Nim fam. But I am not getting the notifications that I usually get to tell me. And so therefore the little thing on screen that usually pops up to say when somebody's subscribed, that's why it's not happening. But hey, if you're new and you haven't subscribed, give it a go. It might work. I'm hoping it does. But yeah, apparently there's some coding going on. There's something going on here with YouTube. You know, it's not working efficiently as it should be, apparently. Not really sure if that's the case. I'm noticing a few glitches. I'm pretty sure they'll sort it out soon. But yep, if you're new, please do like and subscribe because it really helps us YouTubers out. Ryan already made a transfer this week, jumped on Diana early. I can't say his name. Diana, I think that's right. Looked incredible at the weekend at 0.1% own. Big differential for me. Fun fact, almost made it into my ones to watch this week. Was going to give him one more week before adding him in, but I can pop him on the list early for you, Ryan. Joe Hart or Patricio? Yamsey. Who do we have? Who does Hart have? Are you asking for getting people in, Yam, or is it you've got those two and you're wondering which one to play? I think I'd go with Joe Hart. Vince Sané's a problem with Mendy. Yeah, everyone said they couldn't play together. They clearly can play together, but Mendy isn't really doing well, is he? With Sané there. And I just feel like he looks shaky in defence as well, which worries me, because if he's worried being defensive and he wants to get forward, but there's no room for him to get forward, then where does Mendy fit in that team going forward? And that concerns me, because then Pep starts to think about, do I start switching things up? And if I switch things up, does that mean we should be worried about Mendy in our teams? Gina Palo says, time for Madsen to go. Yen don't have Mendy, but have Report. Good times, but unlucky not to get the clean sheet at the weekend. Shuri says we need to come up with a plan for Mitrovic. That hurts. As you can see on my screen, I rolled my transfer last game week, so I had 2 transfers for this game week. I had, being the operative word, because I have gone a bit batshit crazy again. I know Halloween's gone, and yet I'm maybe going with the firework vibe, I don't know, and I've already made 1 transfer. And I've already done Mitrovic to Arnautovic. I wanted to do this last week, you'll remember, on the stream. But I was really concerned about Arnautovic and what had come previously from him, and the fact that Mitrovic had what we all thought was a smashing fixture for him. So I kind of thought, well, I'll roll the transfer and I will see how Arnautovic does this game week. I did have the exact cash. No, sorry, I did have 0.1 extra. So, of course, Arnautovic did fantastically. Much to my upset and to my kind of happiness, because it kind of made me feel better about getting him in. But obviously a bit kind of annoyed that I didn't go with my gut and do it last week. So come Sunday night, I took no chances, straight away made the switch, because the prices this season are bonkers. Like, they are just like, they're like so quick, and I knew I would get priced out of Arnautovic if I just left things as they were. So for that reason, I decided to go early. I don't condone it. I dislike it very much, because now I have to go through a whole week where there are other matches. Obviously, Richarlison cropping up. If we get confirmed that he's not playing, then I've used one of my transfers that I could have used for him. So it's not great in that respect, but at the same time, Mitrovic dropped, I believe. Arnautovic maybe went up in price. Can't remember. Either way, I wouldn't sat here now. If I was waiting to do this transfer, I wouldn't be able to do it this week. So I've left the extra one transfer in the bank now as a precaution in case something else crops up. There's plenty I could change here. Patricio and Hughes, for example. But if I can, I might try and roll the other transfer going into the international break, just so that I can, basically just so I don't have to kind of worry about not having enough transfers in the international break if anything crops up. So Sharif, can you get to Arnautovic from Mitrovic and join us on the Arnie train? Sterling captained. Did see that before it dropped. By Saman. Ankan got 73,741 total score. 86,072 overall ranks. Is that right? Pretty happy with your game week. You should be well done. Pranav, hi name. Thoughts on Bernardo, Mitrovic and Aguero out and Arnautovic and Wilson in for one game week before I wildcard? A 1 week punt. I wouldn't be selling Aguero. And I know that might just seem biased because I love him a lot, but I'm not. I just still see him being able to score goals. So I'm loving the Arnautovic or Wilson, whichever one you feel will score more. Obviously, I've got both, so yeah. But so who is your third striker? I'm interested to know who your third striker is, Pranav. But maybe keep Aguero and go Mitrovic to Arnautovic if you can, or if not, I believe Wilson's cheaper, so you could just take a game week punt on one of those. Frank, welcome Frank, 75 points. Aguero proving he's worth keeping. Fulham horrendous last night. Serious temptation to triple captain Salah this week. Well, as I said to Frank, that makes me feel loads better about captaining Salah this week if he's considering triple captaining him. Yamzi, if you're thinking of buying one of Hart or Patricio, then possibly Patricio, but Hart for the short fixture. Vince, I have 4 mil in the bank. Transfer Mendy to Laporte and Maddison to Sterling. Simples. Love that. That's great moves, actually. Obviously, bear in mind that Sterling is rotation risk. But if you're happy to ride that through, which Hey, second, I think, on the midfielders, is he now? Or was he gone up to first? No, he's second on the midfielders list there, 77. So, yep, if you're happy to ride that, then go with that. Ryan, Maddison to Richarlison after Burnley. Then Richarlison has 3 good home fixtures. Then jumping on Felipe Anderson, plan sorted. I love it when you have a plan. Like, it's great when you have a plan in FPL, isn't it? Like, you just feel so much better if you know exactly where you're going with everything. Of course, it usually goes a bit, you know, up the Swanee. But it's nice while you have it, for sure. Oh, Ryan asked, when is the first double game week? It'll be after Christmas. Not even sure if they're confirmed yet. Mohammed, 28 points. It's worst ever. Rank drop 500k. Game over. No, Mohammed. Don't worry. It's a bad score, granted, but it's not game over. Honestly, there's still time to work your way back. There really is. Can you maybe take one hit this week to help sort out what you think the problems are? I don't think hits are a bad idea if you can take them and they help you out, so don't be dead against them. Yamsey, my long-term plan is Edson. We'll sell Hart for Hammer and later get Edson. What's your take? I like that. I like that a lot. Anderson has good fixtures. Mo says check Bren Krellin for double game week news. Mo says finally some love for Morata, but those fixtures definitely a one to watch though. Yes, a definite one to watch. Ryan did a very maverick move last week. Vardy and Pereira out with them away at Cardiff, so I was behind the sofa for the game to Arnie and Mendy. So I'm happier with my squad now. And that's what it's all about. It's definitely about being much happier with your squad. And, you know, that's it. You've got to enjoy the game, haven't you? And what's the point in filling your team with players that you don't like if you're not going to enjoy it very much? So definitely did the right thing there. But yeah, I bet you were a bit concerned about that. Salah, Mane, both of them by getting rid of Aguero. Again, I'm not sure about selling Aguero. There's a lot of people wanting to sell Aguero, and I just think, you know, I know it's Man United, but 1 clean sheet all season. I mean, it's Man City. If Salah wasn't against Fulham this week, I'd seriously be considering captaining Aguero. So that's my thoughts and things. However, Salah and Mane, Fulham, completely get why you would want to double up. Completely get why you would want to double up. Don't call it quits, Mohammed. Don't call it quits. We can do this. We can do this. You can do this. You can do this. I believe in you. Mo, I think Vardy will come good, but given recent events, Leicester are really shaken, understandably. Mafanlo thought Mitro was going to make the ones to avoid list. he was very close, but I wrote the ones to avoid yesterday before the match, and so I didn't actually know what he was going to do. And he hasn't been terrible because he has been getting returns along the way. Granted, they've been very mixed, but I was unsure, obviously, what he'd do last night. So I didn't want to kind of put him there in case he went and scored like 2 goals or something. But next week, we can stick him on for sure. Sharif, don't laugh at me. My first year in FPL started after game week 2. I'm now 1.3 mil OR. I know you expert managers not used to million ranking, but I think it's good after 9 game weeks for me. Sharif, there's no experts in FPL for a start, so don't discard yourself. Come on, game week 2, 1.3 mil OR. That's really good. You started a week behind everyone else, and there's still ages to go. So, you know what? You're in good stead. Don't worry about it. Where we at? Ezekiel, how many points this week and what is your OR? And I did mention it at the start, but I'm on 68, I believe 68 points. Let me double check. Yeah, 68 points, and I am 77,643 at the minute. So, Sharif, that's actually pretty good for your first season. See, it's all good. It's all good. One itch for another itch, says Mo. Yeah, I've gone from Mitrovic to Arnautovic. Lots of itches here. Sharif, I heard on Twitter Richarlison having somehow an injury. Is this true? Yes, he has a knock, Sharif. Apparently, it's not too bad. Remember, all players play with knocks, so we are going to have to wait on some news on this in the press articles. A lot of people saying, though, international break coming up, he might not want to go. He might want to stay with Everton now that he's just kind of getting going there. So let's wait and see how that one pans out before panicking and getting rid. Mo says he likes to think he gives good advice, but he's never had a super good OR. I didn't know OR existed till a couple of years ago. Be completely honest with you, until I started doing YouTube and Twitter, I was a mini league player. So all of my, I never really even looked at the overall rank because I was just like, where am I placed in my mini league? Am I beating my friends and family? Yes, I am. That's all I care about. But, you know, this OR thing's a whole new thing to me as well. So, you know, I'm completely with you there. It's very different if you've been used to be playing mini leagues, because a lot of my play was kind of blocking off other players who bought people and stuff like that. So that obviously doesn't account for a better OR in a season. So, Cherie says he'll learn from his mistakes, and this season I hear is difficult than ones before. It is a difficult season this season. He has Arnie and Aguero. Who to advise for Mitrovic? Oh, so you'd like to know who to get in for Mitrovic alongside Arnie and Aguero. Can you get Wilson, maybe? One of the Bournemouth lads? Or Jimenez, maybe? I know I sold him for Wilson a couple of weeks back, but, you know, I think he's probably one of those better, cheaper forwards for sure. Vince, I've worked out Pep's roulette. Sterling rotates every 7 games and Sané every 5 games. Ooh, interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on that. See if Vince's on the button. If he is, we know to transfer into our teams. Mo's tip, if your team isn't too bad, you should roll the free transfers so you have 2 transfers for the international break. Very well said. Mohammed, I have 9 captain blanks in a row. Oh no. Oh no. It's okay. It's okay. Captain Sterling this week. Mohammed. Captain Salah this week. You'll be good. First win. Be good. Nim, to plan everything is important, but you know when other voices plays in your head to buy or sell. Oh, I know that. Don't you worry about it. Vince says every 7 games Sterling gets benched from last season. Oof. I'm buying into this, Vince. I'm proper buying into it. I hope you're right. This would be really good. Like, the Nim fam has figured it out. Who to get into their teams from the Pep Roulette. That'd be awesome. Ryan, not about this Aguero out for Sterling thing. Let's be honest with the stats. Aguero starts every single game in a team, scoring hundreds of goals and playing 60-70 minutes every week is fine with me. Yeah, it's kind of going to be a Sterling or an Aguero, I think, one or the other. And at the moment, I always said I wouldn't go to Sterling unless I knew he was nailed and he was definitely outscoring Aguero. And whoever I was replacing Aguero with up front was also kind of doing as well as Aguero. Otherwise, what have I gained exactly? So that's my thoughts on it. I'm not rushing to get Aguero out either at the moment. Yes, Sterling looks amazing. If you want to do Pep Roulette and play both, brilliant. But otherwise, I'm not sure on that one. I would probably stick with Aguero. That's me personally. To be fair, come towards the end of the season, we may well have both squeezed into our teams by that point. But if I was pitting both of them at the moment, for me, I'm sticking with Aguero. Cowabunga, love that. Aguero gets 990 minutes this week. Yeah. Obviously Ryan just said what I said. If you're wanting the double up, then he's not against it. Mo's only had one blank this season. Yeah, I think I'm the same. I might only be one where I went with Salah or Aguero, but Salah still scored and Aguero scored and got an assist or something like that. But I was only a couple of points out. I remember that much. So, Sharif, what is your plan this week? Who is out? Sharif mentioned it a bit earlier in the stream. I have already switched Mitrovic for Arnautovic. Did it Sunday. So I missed the price drop, thankfully. And I'm going to try and roll my transfers. At the moment, this is how I'm lining up. But I am worried about Hughes, you know, people. I don't know whether I should maybe be playing Doherty instead. But then again, if Richarlison doesn't turn up, Doherty's not a bad one to come in off the bench. I would have considered sticking Billing there, but of course Billing is now suspended for 3 game weeks, so I can't play him. Is it 3 game weeks he's out? He's definitely suspended next week for his yellow card. No, it can't be 3, can it? It must only be 1. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Captain Salah for me. Haven't really even considered everyone else, and I've tried to really go with my first instincts this season on my captain. It seems to have worked out well so far, so fingers crossed on that one. Mohammed, don't have Salah in the team but do have Mane set as captain. Boom. Well in, Mohammed, that's good. Mo, didn't transfer Barkley in, but what are the thoughts on Barkley in FPL if you own him? He was on the ones to watch last week. He definitely played deeper in the last match. Was surprised by that. Willing to give it a bit longer, Mo, on that one. Ryan, one of the main things I feel I've done well this year, in fact, is just watching the games. If you think a player is playing well, then that's the big thing. Like Doherty, for me, is nailed. Definitely. I think the eye test, for me, don't get me wrong, I love a lot of these stats on Twitter, but for me, it's about watching the player, watching their confidence, seeing how they interact with their teammates. And, you know, to me, that's more than anything. And I hope that gives me something else as an FPL manager, because I'm not literally just fixated on stats, because we're people at the end of the day. They are people at the end of the day. And you get a lot by watching how they are on the field and their confidence and their role. And yeah, I think that definitely, Ryan, it's, for me, eye test wins out a bit when it comes to that sort of stuff. Cherie says, keep Doherty on the bench in case if Richarlison's out. That's definitely what I'm thinking. Really considering selling Patricio, but with those games afterwards, I don't know whether I'm just being a bit too kind of maybe jumping the gun a bit. Ryan says he basically parked up a tent on the edge of the opposition's box, and it's great owning him. Yeah, I can easily see him getting something against Arsenal. That is my concern. Whereas, see, it's why I like owning Hughes and dislike owning Hughes all at the same time. He always looks involved in what's happening for Watford, but he always tends to be the kind of the the third person. So it's a bit of a coin toss between playing those two, to be honest with you. Vince says Aguero is my favourite FPL player. Whose is yours, Nim? It's also Aguero, Vince. So we have something in common there. Definitely not a Man City support. Well, I am kind of, because, you know, they're kind of my team behind Arsenal. but Aguero is definitely my favourite FPL player for sure. I do quite like Sterling and obviously Salah. They're kind of obvious though, I guess. Mo says eye test really helps. You go with your gut feel punts. Mo transferred in Goodmanson instead of Barkley. Oh yes, I remember you saying the stream last week. Well done. That's brilliant. Sharif, here is one of the voices. Salah plus Mane for next game week. Only Hazard out. I think the goalkeeper Fabianski has good fixtures coming. Yeah, I've definitely considered Fabianski. If Patricio can't do well for me next game week when he has a better fixture of Huddersfield, then I think I am going to look in the international break to switch in it. No, because that fixture will be after the international break, won't it? I'm going to look to try and keep a transfer so that I can consider getting rid of him. I think I'm not convinced. I need to see a better performance using that eye test again for Patricio, definitely. Mafanalo is definitely hearing those voices. And Ryan, like I play moments like the other week, Gameweek11, I think everyone went for Kane and Richarlison, and I went for Kane and Goodmanson for 2 weeks, then Goodmanson out for Salah. Good times. Well done, Ryan. Goodmanson also then got 21 points in the 2 game weeks I owned him, of course. Well done. That's fantastic. And that's what it's about. When you make those calls and it pays off, then there's no better feeling. There's just no better feeling as an FPL manager, for sure. And that's it, guys. I'm going to wrap it up there because, as I say, I've got the Wildcats tonight. So any questions you've got, pop on over to Twitter if you're on Twitter and get those questions in, and I'll try and mention them for the Wildcats. Otherwise, come on over around 8:30 the FPL Wildcats channel and tune in and get in the live chat like you are with me here, and stick some questions in there, and you never know, they might get read out, definitely. So thank you for joining. I've gone on longer than I was going to. I thought like I'd just do half an hour or something, but I still did 15 minutes anyway. So just a little mention to my sponsors, fantasyfootballfix.com. Thank you for letting me use the site in my streams. And also, if you haven't checked out FanVibe yet, then come on over. As I say, brand new website. Might get affiliated with them as we go along, so come on over and pop me a follow and say hello there. So thank you so much. Mo, Nim Freedom, I'm not really sure if it is a thing. I think it might be Migtavious Freedomed now, Mig Freedomed. But I'm feeling the Patricio thing too, so you know, I could maybe free him up for you guys in a couple of weeks if it is still a thing. We'll have to see. Sharif, why am I not bringing in Pereira? I don't have the funds for him, I'm afraid. I don't, not unless obviously Richarlison is out and we hear that he's out, then I could consider a switch to Pereira that way, I think. Although Pereira might be slightly more money. Let me have a quick look. No, I should be good. I should be good. So it'll all hinge on Richarlison, really. Ryan, I'm off to bed now. It's 1 AM. Night, Ryan. Thanks for joining. Thank you. Nim, Wildcats talk about Mitro a lot. Yeah, we will. I'm sure we will. I think there's a few of us that might have had him or got rid of him. I'm not sure. But anyway, thank you very much. And thanks Vince, for liking the vid. And have a really good day, and I will hopefully catch you guys later on. Nimfria out.